Hello, welcome to the Gametasm podcast.
This
With
is stupid.
holy,
What a terrible start.
Welcome
This
to
is all
the
done.
fucking Nick fucks things up again.
Let's just call it as what it is. The fuckboy council.
The fuckboy
basically,
council.
this is basically we're gonna start a podcast now because we've lost all respect in
Wow,
ourselves.
you're explaining everything now. This is going all terrible. You should just kill yourself now.
Just tell them
I'm
what
done.
it's about.
Basically, we're gonna do this. I guess like I don't know every.
Today's topic is movies. How
Basically,
much
yeah,
do
we're gonna be
I wanna
doing
kill
topics.
myself?
Gonna be talking about shit. We're gonna be
So-
doing something,
This is the kind of shit you put on the description, not on the actual thing.
Well, you told me to
we
explain
just
it.
fake out our arguments. So
Yes.
we each take a side and then we just fake our opinions and hope that
So-
it's an entertaining video.
Yeah, basically.
So basically,
Okay.
it's a spiritual successor to the Roger Ebert show.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, main topic today. Pixels got a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. Could you guys believe it?
Wait, did it really?
99?
Yeah,
Are you-
99%.
Hold on, are you fucking with me? I need to check this real quick.
Wait, didn't you say 19%?
Well, okay, I may have been too liberal. With
That's a little
the
bit
rating.
crazy of a jump there, my friend.
Are you lying to our non-viewers?
I may have been a bit too liberal with the rating. Maybe let's
It's
say
14% right now.
Oh my god, it dropped.
what is the
It
consensus?
dropped a whole 80-something points.
What is the consensus?
Oh well, I already closed the tab because I really don't want to stay there. But I'll look again.
We were just talking about how Adam Sandler is a hack fraud who took somebody's awesome idea and then basically shat on the entire thing. And the reason
To be fair, the guy had it coming for being French.
the reason I find it to be particularly awful is the fact that not only did this guy just start with this great new concept that could have been an awesome movie, you know, maybe your generation's Ghostbusters, I don't know, but it's the fact
Not
that
really.
Adam Sandler took it and just completely shat on it. Okay, I like
I
to.
don't think anyone ever thought it was going to be the next Ghostbusters.
Well, I don't know. It could have been.
Let's read this guy.
It's
Joe
the idea
Newton.
that it could have been.
That is true. You know what has? You know what could be our next Ghostbusters? Paper Towns. It has 78%.
Okay, fuck off. Okay, let's read the consensus.
Oh my god.
This is already falling apart.
What's the name of that guy who made a lot of 80s movies?
I don't know. Fucking
Ron Jeremy.
Yeah. Yes. The guy who made Ron Jeremy, the guy who made The Breakfast Club.
Didn't he also do Baby's Day Out?
Yeah.
Where the baby fell on the concrete in the fucking back.
It's a misfit, a weirdo, a preppy, a jock, and they all come together, starring Ron Jeremy.
In a detention timeout.
When you think about it, John Hughes films are pretty much just porn plots. It's a bunch of teenagers.
And
horny
the endings
teenagers.
are as cheesy as porn endings too. Like really.
They all
they're
go
iconic.
home at the
They're
end.
iconic, but they're still like cheesy as hell.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking cheesy.
That's
That is
all-
also because we were like 30 years after.
I mean, at the time, I guess you could say in the '80s that was considered pretty great. I
Well,
still
no-
think they're good. I mean,
No, we're just making.
yeah, you're just fucking with it. But when it comes to like drama and
You're
how
just
it,
fucking with it.
like, I mean, they were probably fucking with a lot of things, but
It was the
I feel like
1988.
a dumbass because I just barely got that real quick. Please ignore me.
that statue was pretty phallic. You know, the one. In the middle.
Oh, speaking of Ron Jeremy, he was in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, he was actually.
Wait, he was?
Yeah.
Oh my
I don't
god.
think I've ever noticed that.
Yeah, he's in the
he's in the
middle
back-
of the. Him. Oh, also Carl from Family Matters was also in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but he's not a porn guy as far as
Yeah,
I
he's
know.
not a porn star, so
He
it doesn't
might-
matter.
Who knows?
Actually, another thing to so
You know who was in porn? Sylvester Stallone.
actually now that we're talking about porn and Ghostbusters, should we talk about the new Ghostbusters movie that's coming
Dude,
out?
I met Ethiopia, mate.
Oh, cool. Wait, no.
Oh, they're also-
Oh yeah, that's right.
Confidence.
This whole time we were having podcasts and like We're still playing a video game.
Actually, now that at some point we started a show called Gametasm, and I left.
You didn't leave. You still post on it.
I mean, like I left town.
The city. Yeah, you ran away because you owed me money.
So now this is a very efficient way of doing it.
Also, the hate crimes too.
All the hate crimes.
Yeah, the hate crimes.
He would punch me, and
Ron Jeremy was
it
not
was,
like acting in Ghostbusters. He was just in the background at the end. At the
Yeah,
ending
yeah.
scene, large crowd on the outside.
That's before he got fat and disgusting.
It was before he got fat. It was in the 70s. It was before his coke years.
As a kid, every time I saw Ron Jeremy, I'm thinking, how could anyone fuck that? And then you see him when he's younger.
I don't want to be disgusting. I don't want to be disgusting, but like sometimes when I'm getting into it, and then I get one of his
that's
ads,
enough,
it's just
bro.
like,
That's enough.
it's
That's
nasty
enough,
as hell,
bro.
you know?
That's
Because he's just so fat.
I heard somewhere there's a statistic out there that Ron Jeremy's fucked enough women that you could fill a town with him, with the women that he's.
Actually, no. There was a Harlem Globetrotter that did have sex with like what he called a stadium filled with women.
Gene Simmons said he had sex with at least 30 women every day for a while. I don't know if that's true.
He had to die of some STD at some
true.
point.
I don't know. In the 80s, STDs didn't exist. They invented AIDS in the 90s. Wasn't it Queen? Queen invented AIDS, right? That's the way I understood it. Yeah.
I always assumed that it was Capote, but okay.
Freddie Mercury was like, "Hey guys, AIDS is a thing now."
I thought Ronald Reagan started AIDS.
I think that the conservative.
Yeah, he started eggs.
Eggs.
Started eggs, guys.
Eggs. Did you know that?
Eggs.
Did you know that Ronald Reagan is also in Pixels?
Please shut up. Okay. Next.
Did you know that Obama causes women to menstruate?
Okay. Next topic.
Okay.
Let's talk about.
Let's actually discuss things. Okay, let's move to the next discussion.
Let's talk about the new Ghostbusters design.
Oh God, I haven't looked at it. What does it look like?
Can you look at it now?
Yes, of course I can look at it.
Well, that's still a thing, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we all know the tragic story about Ghostbusters, right?
Your mic's breaking up.
Wow.
The way I understand it is that the new Ghostbusters is pretty much Dan Aykroyd needs money really bad.
It's from what I've known about. Okay, now Blues Brothers plays a big part in this because in Blues Brothers 2000, it was such a fucking failure when it was just Dan Aykroyd alone. Because at this point, we watch the movie and it's nothing but a 90-minute stage of depression showing from beginning to end of just this lonely guy walking around with a bunch of bored, confused dancers and bandmates. And Blues Brothers 2000 was just an awful train wreck. And it's all because of Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd can't write.
Is it because of Dan
Aykroyd? I think it is. I mean, Dan Aykroyd can't do things by himself. There's a movie he did. It was called
He did a lot of the writing for the original ones too. I mean, he did.
Yeah, but
he's a movie. He's always been the movie pitcher in his like posse of comedians.
Yes, yeah, but that's the problem. I don't know what happened with Blues Brothers 2000 because
what happened was that he got old and he needed the money, and the other people he worked with died.
It looked like from my
he got complacent. Yeah, and that thing.
It looked like he was clinging on a dying dream, and also a dying man.
I think he was nostalgic. He was complacent. And there was no real reason for him to make the movie. Like, there was no point to making Blues Brothers.
Now, the reason I'm mentioning this now, because years after this, he decided, I want to make Ghostbusters 3. And it's been in development hell since, like, I think the 90s.
Well, it's not Ghostbusters 3 per se.
No, it was Ghostbusters 3.
And it's turned into a reboot, right? That's exactly what's happening.
The first issue that Ghostbusters 3 encountered was that Bill Murray did not want to be in it. And then that led to more casting problems to replacing Bill Murray in general. And then that led to some writing issues. And then and then Dan Aykroyd's like, fuck it, we're doing the movie. It's going to be great. Don't worry. We can do it without Bill Murray. And to make matters even worse, Harold died. Harold Ramis bit the dust, and it was just such a depressing moment of thinking,
You know what?
there's no way they can continue with the movie.
I think
Well,
the problem
And
with
they did.
no, hold on. Like, I think the main problem with the film to begin with was trying to get the old people into it. What they should have done was just use a whole new talent. Because you're saying the Blues Brothers 2000's problem was Dan Aykroyd being in it.
I think it was Dan Aykroyd just trying to pull
like,
a dying dream along.
if I put my input rate, like just my
Go ahead.
2 cent input, because I'm not an expert on this, but especially I don't know all the little details and all that. But
Yeah.
I mean, let's just bring up Mad Max for a while. I mean, they could have kept with the old actors, but they didn't. I mean, they pulled an entirely new talent, and it worked out great for them. Like just like
It's the
Luis
James
is
Bond.
suggesting.
It's just the James Bond formula.
Well, that's because Mel Gibson himself said he didn't want to be in it because he knew that he said that he was too old. Plus, let's also point out the fact that Mel Gibson probably
because he was
people
too
wouldn't
old.
want to watch the movie.
It's
if
the
Mel
idea
Gibson
that we don't ever really know if these movies will turn out great or good.
That's true.
Even with the director, like knowing the director and the cast.
What's proven to be good is that getting fresh writers, getting fresh actors, tends to make more successful films when it comes to series. When you're trying to make series,
but you gotta. There's doing stuff that's different.
It seems to be what Dan Aykroyd's trying to do with his old films.
But it seems
because either he doesn't want to or he can't write newer movies. He can't write new ideas for whatever reason. He doesn't want to. He can't. In order for him to make interesting newer films, he should try to put new talent into it, like actually take the input of other people instead of trying to cling into something that's no longer there. Because let's face it, even if Kumar hadn't died, even if Bill Murray had stayed, they're not on the same level that they were before.
And the worst part about it all is that I feel like at this point Dan Aykroyd's just trying new things for the sake of trying new things or to appeal to something.
That's not exactly a bad thing.
Which it isn't, but you have to think about where it leads and how many people are actually. I mean, I bet a lot of people want to see Ghostbusters 3.
Well, I don't see why he would have to worry about that because it's got a fan base. There's going to be people who are going to go see it. It's like the Transformers films or the Ninja Turtles films. We know they're going to be awful at some level because of who's directing them, but we know that there's going to be an audience because some people are just going to see it because of what it is.
And as long as it's not the Star Wars prequels, am I right?
Okay. Yeah, pretty much. No, and even then, the Star Wars prequels was pretty much where they broke the fan base. Like that's how bad it had to be.
That was, and it got worse. Even though Star Wars 3 wasn't that bad, it still got progressively worse every time.
I suppose that's my biggest fear for Ghostbusters is it'll ruin the image entirely.
Well, that's what kind of happened to The Hobbit too.
I mean, The Hobbit wasn't a bad movie though.
It wasn't. Well, nothing's. I don't think anything's going to be as bad as Star Wars 3, like the Star Wars prequels.
Well, even the Hobbit movies were enjoyable to watch. But enjoyable to watch.
But that was the biggest problem with people when it was going to come out. People were afraid that it was going to be a Star Wars scenario,
it did bring a bad stigma to the movie before it even came out.
But not bad enough to be like prequel bad. I mean, Jesus.
No, they're not. They're not that bad. They're not that much.
Well, see, the difference between those is for the prequels, there was a massive hype for it. A massive hype.
Yeah.
Because there was no reason to think that it wouldn't be good.
And then apparently it took them 3 tries to figure that out.
Well, no, it took a whole new team of writers and directors.
No, I'm talking about the audience to figure out the movies were bad.
On that idea, though, it brings up. It brings up that idea of skepticism that was brought on by the original, or the prequels. I'm sorry, of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because those movies were so bad. Now they bring on on another level of how far people become skeptical of reboots.
Because I mean, they got betrayed really bad.
And considering all the reboots and remakes coming out, that really does bring people into it. Like for instance. Poltergeist.
I think it'll stay like that until the new Star Wars. If the new Star Wars films are good, like really good, like
I really hope
they have to be good. They can't be decent. They have to be good. I mean, that stigma is going to stick to people's ideas of film prequels and sequels. Until then, it's the only thing that could possibly change people's minds about that kind of thing.
In my heart, I don't give a shit about what Red Letter Media says. I am excited for the new Star Wars movie.
I'm excited but skeptical, and there's no.
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's no way I'm gonna possibly get that out of my head.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
I know.
Unless.
I mean, if the own creator of the entire franchise has soiled your vision of it, then you have every right to be skeptical when somebody comes up to the ball plate and does something new. I think J.J. Abrams,
at least he recognizes that, I might fuck this up, guys, and
please. J.J. Abrams never wanted to do a Star Wars film because he's too big of a fan. He was so afraid of fucking up, which is why he made Star Trek instead.
And he did a good. I still think he did a good job with Star Trek.
He did a good job.
He did
for Star Trek. He did a good job.
Yeah, for Trekkies he did a good job. The thing with Star Trek is that he said, like, pretty much his idea behind doing a movie about something that he doesn't really care about is that if he fucked it up, at least it wasn't close to his heart, right? And that's why he didn't. That's why he didn't want to do.
It's understandable, but like some part of me still thinks that's like a weak.
Now here it can work both ways.
No, well
he
on
did
one
road he could be so nervous that he works on every detail of the film to make sure it's just fantastic, and on the other road he's so nervous that he can't concentrate and that the whole film becomes a huge disaster. But
yeah,
I don't know. I still got faith in JJ that he'll do a better job than George Lucas did.
I think the reason why he gave it a shot after all, first of all, he got the offering. Disney probably offered him a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
And second of all, I think he realized he did good enough on the Star Trek films that he thinks he's ready for the Star Wars films.
He just needs to do Star Trek 3 and then he would have been ready. But no, he's. I still don't. I don't know. I'm so nervous.
He cares too much about Star Wars to give up Star Wars for Star Trek.
And so do the fans. I feel like if it fails, then I'm not going to hold it against him. Because I feel like he does actually care a lot about his projects.
Yeah. If it fails, you know that at least he truly did his best. His heart was in it.
He gives a shit.
Yeah, that he wasn't in it for the money.
He's not an asshole.
Like someone else that we know.
Now, as far as the prequels are concerned, by that point, Luke was just a big bloated blob.
Turkey gel.
On that note, he has redeemed himself, but still,
he's redeemed himself.
There's no way he's gonna redeem those movies.
Remember Strange Magic?
And his connection to those movies.
Remember Strange Magic?
Hold on, Nick. We're discussing something else.
I think no matter what, all these arguments about reboots will always come back to the massive failures that were the prequel. I mean, just any of the massive failures, but specifically the prequels.
The prequels. Because it was such an obvious cash grab. Like, there's a lot of things that have pointed to being a cash grab.
And yes, Plinkett did. People are like, no, he did. No, Plinkett was right on the mark when it came to pointing out all the bullshit in every single Star Wars prequel.
I think the biggest
I think it was there.
I think every other review, after seeing all his reviews, I'm thinking, I guess none of us can do a review on this because it's pretty much impossible. He kind of
it's like talking about the Beatles. What are you going to say that hasn't already been said?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think with the Abrams, the scenario is going to be like Jackson's scenario when he made the Lord of the Rings, because he was a huge fucking fan, like an insane.
You were scared.
No,
was he ever scared?
I don't know. He was trying to make He was actively trying to make the films, because unlike Star Wars, I mean, Lord of the Rings wasn't really a serious film thing. It was a book, a cult book by nerds. It was like Dungeons and Dragons at that point. It was a thing that nerds did, and it didn't penetrate past into the pop culture now it is a huge pop culture phenomenon.
I'm so surprised I haven't seen the full Lord of the Rings movie.
His obsession with making the films goes to the point where his accuracy of the armor, like they actually handmade
he goes
they handmade the chainmail. You can't see it on the film, but he wanted it to be accurate enough that he made the chainmail. He made shields for the soldiers, family shields. The orcs had like symbol shields and stuff that you don't need for the film, but he wanted to make every single detail possible.
Made.
That's a sign of a good director, really.
Now that you bring that up, I mean, that will be even if the movie isn't popular, the new Ghostbusters, that can just be a signal on how far the directors went, because like the whole thing with Mad Max is you can tell the heart and the emotion and a lot of what the movie was going on, because it felt
There was
it
an investment
felt
from the people who
it
made the
just felt like
Can I
like
just make a note here?
world.
I'm going to agree with you, but I haven't seen the movie,
what
and I
Mad Max.
really want to. Mad Max.
You should see it.
Because I didn't think. Because okay, I'm going to be an
If any,
asshole and admit it.
Nick, if
I thought the
anything,
movie was going to suck.
no,
No,
well,
I thought so too, and that was
Like,
the
and
idea,
then
that the skepticism, but
if
they
I was
anything,
wrong.
succeeded.
it's
I was,
interesting that it hasn't broken the stigma about like old titles being good again, like being good so far into their existence.
I guess it just takes like a.
Because by all rights, it should.
I guess it just takes a group of writers who actually give a shit about what they're writing and what they're directing in order to
Yeah,
make
well,
a good
you have to
movie.
tell a good story, and then you tell a good story no matter who the characters are.
Like when it comes to adaptions and sequels, like let's say adaptions, the Lego Movie. Now it comes into play. These writers are heartfelt about Legos. The guy has an entire Legos like model that
Okay,
sits in his basement, and it shows how much he's passionate about this project. But then you get
Well, those guys
movies
were
like
hired by the Lego company. Like, I mean, they were hired
yeah, but
by.
then you get
but
movies like the
if
Smurfs.
anything, it shows that the Lego company understands that in order to make money, they need to give the audience what they actually want. Like they went out of their way and picked out people who knew what they were doing.
Well,
They
then
could,
again, they're still a toy a children's company essentially
and
yeah.
and then you
that keep
get
their hearts
movies
and
like the
minds to that.
Smurfs.
Well, okay, Nick. If anything, you should watch Mad Max out of the respect of the craftsmanship that it
Mhm.
took to make the film,
Yeah,
the
the
dedication.
world the world building essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the
because
world.
I actually
It's a
heard that it
great
only
world
used
builder, but
CGI when it was
Nick,
necessary.
I don't think they even did. No, they used it for that like that storm scene, but other than that,
Oh, cool. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously?
yeah, I mean they used it for stuff that can't be recreated in real life without killing someone.
I like that Evil Dead movie. That fucking CGI rain.
Yeah,
but
out of
even
it.
like even the fire bombs were real
Yeah,
explosions
the
with
firebomb were real.
stuntmen having to deal with that.
Yeah, and that guy, that was in that movie with the weird voice, Tom Hardy. Yeah, that guy. He was in it. He was actually pretty good at it.
Tom Hardy was Mad Max, right?
Yeah,
I think I remember. I wasn't Tom Hardy in. Oh God, it was that
that,
Die Hard film. A
I'd
Good
hate
Day
to
to
like
Die Hard, the
no,
fifth, the most recent one.
you
I'd
mean
hate to break the
Batman?
fourth wall right now, but
Batman, the
are we
Dark Knight.
just going over movies, or are we expanding from there?
I
How
think we
far are
Well,
should
we?
just do
How far are
news.
we going right now?
Yeah,
um,
how long have we been recording for?
we've been recording for 23 minutes.
It's not too bad. I mean, we're just
Well,
discussing.
We should
that's a
we
short point. That's a short time for a podcast, but it's still good.
yeah, let's keep. Should we keep going?
Well, if we're
Yeah,
gonna keep
this will
going, I
just be
think we
considered
should.
a break, though.
Let's
This will
take a
just be
break.
like a break.
So we'll be right back after these messages that we don't have.
Well, these don't need to be made. Like, it can just be edited.
And welcome back to the podcast. I'm asshole.
Uh, I'm
We all
fuck
took a
you.
little break
We
to
took a
have a
little
little
break,
breather,
to
Have a little
adjust our
breather.
penis sizes.
Some of us may or may not have been invaded by foreign countries.
Some of us may or may not been having sex with your wife.
That's not true. Can you please
I know this
not tell
sounds
the
cheesy, and
audience
for
if we
some of you
fucking
guys,
know?
it might be considered
I'm
a filler,
sorry,
but right
Luis.
now,
I know you're
we're
not
playing a
married.
game while we talk about our movie stuff, and I just got invaded by fucking Romans, and it sucks shit.
It, the message here is that if you're a Roman, you suck.
God damn it! Oh boy. Okay,
You and your you and your
so
Western privilege.
Justin, what movies have you seen recently?
Oh, you know what? Now you bring up a good topic. I just saw this fantastic new movie. I'm totally not being paid here. Um, this is a
All
little
this
movie called Sharknado 3. Oh,
that
hell
movie
no.
came
Oh
out.
yeah.
It
You know
came
what?
out today.
I'll be honest. I didn't know that there was going to be a Sharknado 3.
I did not know either. My sister mentioned it, thinking, "Oh, they're making it," and then apparently it's released. What the fuck?
I
But
And I'm
heard
not
that there
even
was going
kidding.
to be one, and I seriously thought they were just joking around, and it
then you
turned out it
saw
was
it.
a real thing.
Apparently, I
I
guess we can expect Sharknado 4 next year.
I think the reason why is because I didn't hear it be advertised. It wasn't advertised, was it? Like I don't remember hearing it.
It was
seeing any advertising.
just
Really?
I do not see. No, see, that's the thing. When Sharknado 1 came out, we're thinking, oh, yeah, there's some advertising because, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because they made
Sharknado 2, holy fuck.
Did they make a huge deal out of Sharknado 2 when it came out?
Yeah, they did. I remember they did. They called it Sharknado 2.
Because it was it was going to be the sequel of sequels.
The sequel,
the second one, exactly.
And it was better than the first
one. So Justin, what is your consensus on Sharknado?
My consensus on the third one, and I don't even want to make one because it makes me sound like I have shitty taste in music because I'm at not movies because I watch.
Well, you do like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That is true. Go ahead.
That's a fucking low blow, okay? But it wasn't that bad. Considering that I watched all three in a given point of time, and I would have to say,
you had a marathon.
I thought the entire series would be a lot worse. It would be a lot worse than it actually was.
You think that if they took themselves seriously, it would be bad?
You're saying it's for the caliber of film that
they're just.
It's
they're
like
overhyped sci-fi movies, and if you're familiar with the Sci-Fi Channel, then they're just that. They're sci-fi movies. They're nothing more.
They're the kind that you want to be watching at 5 a.m. in your college dorm.
Actually, when it goes down to it, like, I remember me and Max were just talking about Sharknado one day. Like, it kind of failed to be a best worst movie.
That's the thing. Like, I actually saw Sharknado 1. I haven't seen the second or third one.
Can we tell?
They're being pumped out like one after another.
And basically, like, we just said that.
Dude, I'm about to die.
What the
fuck?
Good job.
We all are, Justin. Basically,
oh shit.
Basically,
I think this is a sign that we should stop playing the game for now.
Basically, what happened?
I died this turn.
You're done. Yeah, you.
Okay, can I speak? Basically,
I'm dead.
what me and Max Ray
God, I died.
over at
that's the first time I've ever lost.
Jessica Bello Pictures was. We basically sort of discussed Sharknado 1 kind of failed to be a best worst movie. Plus, we've seen other best worst movies that are actual best worst movies on sci-fi. Like Titanic 2 is a very hilarious film, and it was released on Sci-Fi, done by The Asylum, I think are the movie productions.
They do all. Yeah, it's just
The Asylum is pretty much Sci-Fi Channel's resident filmmakers.
And I used to hate them with the burning passion. I'm thinking, I should just give up. Because these guys...
Well, it's not like they fill a void that's necessary.
I don't think they make ripoffs. I remember at one point I'm thinking, I bet they stopped making ripoffs, and then Atlantic Rim came out, and I'm thinking, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, I'm just gonna exit the fucking game. Fuck this.
Do you remember? I guess at some point the Asylum's like, let's be self-aware. That'd be fun, and then I guess that's okay, but you still have to write good if you're going to do that. If you're going to have a best worst movie, you still have to have it written to where it's still clever enough to act alone as a self-aware film. Because if you don't, then you get movies like Birdemic 2.
In the end, they're just B movies. Like they're in their own genre, their own level.
It's like it's like that shitty band. It's like a Led Zeppelin album. There's good ones and there's bad ones, but the good ones are still just Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
it's all gonna be
when it comes down to it. The only thing that on that note, the thing that makes Sharknado 3, I guess, better than the first one and second one, was there was enough cameos of good, renowned public figures to actors that actually knew first of all, the actors that cameoed actually knew how to act, and the public figures that were there, they did bring that certain level of publicity.
That's like the second one, because the second one still had the same stuff.
I'm saying that there was more.
Okay, so there's even more than the second one. Oh Jesus!
It was bigger, better, badder in magnitude.
Wasn't Bunny Lebowski in the Sharknado films?
I don't know. I would have to look up the entire list.
Well, Luis, you've seen The Big Lebowski. Bunny Lebowski was
the girl,
the young blonde girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she was in the Sharknado movies. I think she played the mother.
I don't know why would I know that?
I just don't want to go farther, but I guess I'll just finish up with the first movie. The Sharknadoes didn't really happen
until the end, and even then, it wasn't like build up like Godzilla, where it's satisfying to see like, oh fuck, there's Godzilla.
In Sharknado 2, it almost like immediately, like right off the bat, starts off with the shark with one of those Sharknadoes,
and it was amazing.
And it continues on throughout the movie.
Yeah.
But the Sharknado 3, the plot is just so ridiculous in the idea that
all the Sharknadoes are going to destroy the world.
Yeah,
well, all the Sharknadoes are going to combine and destroy all the United States in one massive blow.
Just now thinking about it, you know how Joss sort of scared a generation into thinking that all sharks are evil. What if what if like Sharknado was released back then and everybody assumed that Sharknadoes were real? Like,
I think something like Jaws, like the Jaws scare, could only happen in the pre-internet world.
Yeah, I think even that. I think if the Sharknado had happened back then, it would have been dismissed. One, because
dismissed.
It would have dismissed it because it wouldn't have been a good idea for a movie, anyways. I mean, the public wouldn't have bought. No, the public would not have bought it back then.
Yeah,
that kind of culture. No, just no.
But what about Star Wars?
And even if it did happen, they would just they would laugh it off on a level.
Okay.
They would laugh it off on a level, I think, just as high as today.
Okay, how about the 50s?
What if no?
It just it wouldn't garner it would not garner the publicity that it had in the modern world. There would probably only be a Sharknado one.
If Steven Spielberg did Sharknado instead of Jaws in the 80s.
Dude, I think he could have made a fucking amazing movie.
Then he could just make endless sequels, and they would actually, have a point, kind of, instead of the Jaws sequels.
No, the same thing as the Jaws sequels.
The Jaws sequels are...
Because both Jaws
and they'd be better than the Jaws sequels. The Jaws sequels were shit.
Because both Jaws and Sharknado are both B-movie plots.
I still think the third Jaws was the worst one. I don't get how everybody else thinks the fourth one's the worst. It's obviously the third.
They're both B-movie plots. Like, they are.
The third one took place in SeaWorld.
The only reason why Jaws, the original film, was good at being a good film was because the director was so good. The team of actors was so good. They're an A-list director, right. A-list film crew,
right.
an A-list acting crew.
Yeah. That's the same as actors, but go on.
No, acting crew and film crew are different things. Like
the acting crew helps the actors.
No,
it knows where to place
them. Filming crew, Nick. There's a difference between the two. A filming crew is the people who actually film. An acting crew are the people who stand in front of the camera
and help act.
No, yes. The acting crew is can even include like the makeup crew as well. Sometimes they're just combined.
Yeah. And the filming crew, the people who stand behind the camera and the people who stand in front of it.
So, yeah, Sharknado sucks.
Both of them.
Compared, like, in their field, no.
Yeah.
In outside of their field, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In their ballpark, they're the best. In their little league team, they're the best one.
Speaking of ballparks, there's actually a scene where really
in that idea they're not a AAA team. They're not a AAA team. Like they're not even forerunners for the major leagues. But
no Rough Riders here.
They're good, and this is just baseball talk. They're a good like AA team. Basically, the runners up to the AAA teams. Oh. They're like the subpar of the subpar.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, and as I was saying, like the difference between a Sharknado and Sharknado and Jaws is that imagine that they stuffed all of the Yankees team into a Chihuahuas team, like the Chihuahuas uniform.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's pretty much what it is, and that's why the team won. They shouldn't have, but they bought everyone.
Stinging the Chihuahuas like.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's okay. That is exactly Sharknado.
Jesus Christ!
It should be a lot worse than it is.
That's Jaws. Jaws is like it's like if you.
It's also Sharknado.
Yeah, it's like if
No, Sharknado sort of started out in like Little League and then made its way into. It's still a Little League team, but it's playing in the Chihuahua Stadium. But
basically, it was a little league game that played a perfect game. the rarest of rarest, and it was like, whoa! It ended up on the spotlight.
It's the whole competition. Like they hired kids from the Dominican Republic.
And then the other games that sort of was on the rocks, but still got ice cream and snow cones at the end. So
yeah, because good. They were shit. They were shit to begin with. So it was like they weren't expecting.
Because they were bought too.
They weren't expecting kids to play good baseball, and then they did. But the difference is,
yeah.
But like, okay, if Sharknado was gonna be the level of Jaws per se, right? If you wanted Sharknado to be on the level of Jaws, all you'd have to do is sneak into the locker rooms and give the kids steroids behind everyone's back, because that's what Jaws was. They took a shit tier B movie plot and they gave it steroids in the form of Steven Spielberg.
They gave it juroids.
Juroids, yeah, they gave it juroids.
Although, of course, it wasn't as violent as the book. Because I remember reading the book in like middle school and thinking, "Holy shit!"
Why were you reading Jaws in middle school?
Because I wanted to see if it was like the movie, and then I got scared, so I just chucked it.
And then you killed a shark? Did you proceed to murder a shark?
No. I killed a shark with the book
that are based on books right now.
All the movies,
all of them. Hunger Games.
Do comic books count?
No, comic books don't count. Those aren't real.
What about graphic novels?
Those aren't even.
Okay, well that counts.
No, it doesn't.
No, that counts. That counts.
No, because
there are some graphic novels on the top 100
book list.
Pieces of literature.
That counts.
Like that fucking counts. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, the reason. Okay,
it took Sean Connery's legs, Justin.
Is because I've never read the graphic novel.
Well, goddamn right you didn't. That's why you like.
And for me, it honestly doesn't. Because I never read the actual novel. I still haven't.
You should.
I'm not. The movie doesn't ruin it for me, and vice versa. The movie isn't subpar in my opinion because I'm assuming that the graphic novel is just 10 times more better. But for what it is, I enjoy it.
It's the Little League team.
For what it is,
it's a Little League team made for the special kids, so they wouldn't feel bad. That's the team that Little League is.
They also have an old fart on the team. This grandpa sitting by the end who's trying his hardest to encourage the team to go on.
It's enjoyable for what it is.
When in the end, it's basically like the Bad News Bears, where instead of being having fun and then spraying beer all over each other, it's basically Sean Connery spraying piss all over the entire set. Out of anger.
Sean Connery was so disappointed rage. He gave up on Scotland. And he moved to the Bahamas.
I will always like that idea that he just gave up.
He gave up on Scotland. He gave up on life and moved to the Bahamas.
Gave up on life. Him and his bald little head was probably making a new metal rap. He's probably an undercover agent, thwarting to stop the next Giants Bond film.
I don't know. I don't know if he should be married.
Oh yeah, he does have that kind of public record.
So who cares? He's probably waving his 98-year-old cock at some young woman right now in the Bahamas.
A black one, probably.
He probably gets more pussy than any of us combined.
Well, yes, but that's not what we're discussing. We're discussing marriage.
He's probably a what do they call a polygamist? Yeah, he's probably a polygamist in the Bahamas on his private island.
I don't think polygamy is not legal in the Bahamas, as far as I know. Trust me, I tried.
Dude, Sean Connery, it is.
Nick, you're doing a lot to contribute to the team's numbers right here.
What do you mean?
You're one to talk.
I'm not a polygamist.
Exactly. You could argue that you're the opposite.
Because you're the opposite, you reduce our team's chances of beating Sean Connery.
Yeah, I think we should cut you from the team. If we cut you from the team, I think our numbers would rise.
But I own the recorder.
No, damn it, that's true. Wait, no, you could just use audio something thing.
But it's our show.
Yeah, I know.
We can record clips of his voice and just like piece them together.
Like from other Gametasm episodes.
Yeah, it's just from the Gametasm library.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Shut up, Nick. Oh.
I said the majority of it would have been yelling, but
Yeah.
we're going really fourth wall with this. I think we should go back to movies.
Yeah, okay, let's not. There's already a brick off of the fourth wall, and I can see the audience. We might as well put. And it's small.
At this point, we're just blatantly advertising.
We're blatantly advertising on our own channel. I was about to say Doloka.
Wait. What were we talking about before Sean?
We're talking about Sean Connery's fallacious cock.
Good job. Good God. It's like you're in love with a man.
He is Justin's wife.
Too much waifu will ruin her life.
Yeah. No, we're not talking about those weeaboo.
You know, a rumor popped up a while back that they were gonna make a second season.
Oh yeah, you told me about it.
Oh my god!
I never followed up on that because I didn't think it would be
And
true.
it never happened.
I don't know.
Well, of course it never happened. But
we're talking about Kill la Kill, by the way, guys.
That's weird. Kill la Kill, yeah.
Fucking Kill la Kill. When you guys are all like, Nick, you have to watch this fucking show. I'm thinking, I don't want to watch any anime shit. And then you show it to me. I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on?
You can't reveal anything about that because, like, otherwise it'd just be spoiler alert, right?
Can I say one thing to describe the show?
Steroid? No.
Incest?
Boobs?
No, because that's kind of like the opposite of what the show's about.
I guess plotline incest.
There's nothing. There's only one scene. There's only one scene of incest.
Question mark.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you add the question mark to it.
We're gonna have to put TVMA on the upper left side of the video.
The podcast of the audio track.
Yeah.
People can hear the rating.
Oh God.
Another thing I like to point out about Kill la Kill is that, like, its structure it's vastly. I don't know. I always thought it was unique.
Here's my biggest beef with animes, and part of it comes because a lot of animes are based on manga, kind of how a lot of movies are based on books. Is that the pacing in manga tends to be a lot better than animes. There's a lot of filler. There's a lot of just plots that don't go anywhere, a lot of shit that no one gives a fuck about. Kill la Kill cuts all that slack, all the fat, pretty much, of a lot of animes.
Well, if you really think about it, a manga's closest relative is the American comic.
Wait, I do.
And still, the American comic is different from the American graphic novel.
Yeah.
And so that's why that is why the greatest anime considered by critics around is essentially a Japanese graphic novel, which of course is Akira. I mean,
yeah,
I still have to name it out, but it's kind of obvious.
Akira, holy shit, she got killed by him in the most brutal and awful way possible.
Who, Akira Toriyama?
Yeah. No, like, what's her name?
Dragon Ball Z is
Tetsu killed her.
His Superman stories.
Oh my god! Spoiler alert.
I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. The way she died was so
right?
Isn't didn't that comic come out in the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an 80s movie.
It's an 80s comic.
A spoiler alert coming 30 years in the
comic, because I just pissed off everyone, and by comic I mean manga.
No, call it a comic. Fuck those people. No, it's called anime.
No, there is animation. A difference. There is a difference.
Okay, there may be a difference in manga, but I hate when people always say like.
Well, that's arguable because if as long as you're looking at the cultural side of it, that's like early days of manga.
That makes sense, but no, it's when those weeaboo bastards like, hey, don't call it a cartoon, call it an anime because anime is different. Not really. Anime is literally Japanese
or cartoon.
Yes,
for animation.
The reason why I say it's early is because back then there was still different influences on Japan than there are today.
You mean MacArthur's dick wasn't in Japan's mouth yet?
No, they were barely coming out of it.
They were coming out of his dick.
Okay, so wait.
MacArthur
what I was about to say about anime was that
aiming at Korea.
I do recall some. I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can. I do recall on a Jeremy Johns review, somebody was like, "That's why movies are dead. I watch anime, all original stuff there." And basically, the guy responded. The guy responded with, "Now it was the best response." Exactly. The best response was that most people who abandon movies and just stick to anime get a misconception that all anime is original. Sure, you'll get something like Gurren Lagann and Death Note or something like that, but in reality, all anime, if you compare animes to movies, you'd find that they're strikingly similar. Like,
Why
and
would you be comparing animes and movies?
it was because like people forget that the cliches
That's
in
like the
anime also exist in movies. But
it
sometimes
has.
weeaboos hate movies so much and think that all anime is so original that they get a
Have you heard of
misconception.
a website
Weeaboos
called?
by nature are they blind themselves to that, but that's an entire
Okay,
argument that we don't need to
yeah.
get into.
This is
Good.
something else. This is about fan base mentality and stuff like that, which is pretty much a cult, as we were discussing earlier.
Okay, are we gonna go into that or should that be
No,
the next
I
we're
well,
going back to anime.
Okay, good. Um, uh,
yeah,
I still haven't seen Gurren Lagann.
You should.
I will.
It's the boy version of
I'll
Kill la
watch it.
Kill.
I'll watch it this week.
it's I would want to go as far as to say it's almost a modern Akira, even though that the relation between the two are there's almost no relation.
Um,
What do you mean to say is that they're both anime?
Yes.
And one of them's actually a film, an animated film. You know, it's funny. They don't make that distinction when it becomes a feature film. They don't say anime. I mean, it's an anime film, but they just say animated film
because penis.
because movies,
Because boobies.
movies.
Boobies.
No, because movies.
Boobies.
So you were saying earlier that
War games.
No, hold on. What were you saying?
you were saying
Just
earlier about the difference between manga and anime that you feel like there are less fillers in anime, right?
no in manga.
In manga.
There's also fillers in a lot of manga.
Well, yeah.
Well, I think take up like the biggest example is One Piece, where the manga is actually and it's really fucking long. It really is like fuck that long.
I
It,
also remember.
it's consistently interesting. Like the plot is important all the time because everything the guy's written out was important to the plot and to the characters, the character development, the plot, where they're going, what they're doing. It's all in the manga, and it's all at a pace where it's supposed to feel like a high pirate seas adventure. That's what the manga is doing. That's what the story's about. Pirates doing shit. The anime is awfully paced. It is really badly paced. It really is, and it ruins a lot of the fun.
I wanna. I
Mm.
wanna. I wanna.
I think I see that happen a lot, and I think the reason why that doesn't happen with animes like Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill is because they're not based on mangas.
Well, we could have
They're
made the
their own
argument that really,
stories.
when
They're
it
their
comes
own
to like
thing.
pacing in animes, I do agree that sometimes it can get a little uneven, even with Kill la Kill. But honestly,
No,
I
not
just
Kill la Kill. Kill la
you
Kill
gotta
is
admit some
eight.
Well, the
animes
pro-
do
well,
match
Kill la
their
Kill's a little is hyper fight. Like it's
yeah.
in the sense that there's hyper fighters. I would
Yeah,
consider
it's
it almost as a hyper anime.
Like, but you can make the argument that even like, as long some people just worry about staying true to its content, but switching to a visual medium, then that could be difficult. But
well,
I
that's the
think
thing.
really okay. There's this anime called Core in the
No, no,
House,
but Nick,
and I
that's
think that it did a really just solid. God damn
Shut the hell up, man.
Nick, that's
You're
the thing
done.
though. It's not staying true to any original content because it's its own original content.
Yeah,
There's no Kill la Kill manga. There's no Kill la Kill
There
novel
is now.
before.
before the comic, before the anime. Sorry, before the anime came out, it was its own thing.
Oh my
Every
god.
completely.
Now that I had to stop reading because the fact that like they've reduced the ages of all the characters by like
Wait, how much?
8 years.
No, wait a minute.
Oh my god! Wait, why?
What are you talking about?
They all turned from
To appeal
young
to old men?
adults to young adults to like little lolly
No, no, my dick is so dry right now. Are you fucking serious?
I'm gonna get fucking wrecked by barbarians.
I'm just kidding. I don't watch hentai. Just might.
How about that, guys? In our game, we had to make a new game
No,
because
stop.
I got fucking wrecked.
Yeah, they
Wait,
heard.
did they actually make him like kids?
Oh my god, I can't believe
Yes, they dropped.
They made him kids and they made their tits bigger.
That's fucking disgusting.
I don't know. I'm guessing. Did they? I assume they did. I
But
wouldn't
the
be surprised.
entire show was about nudity.
Yeah, well, the entire show was about a female gaze in the modern era, which is actually really bold.
She's always blushing every time she wore the suit. I felt bad for her.
Until she learns to live with her body.
Idea.
There.
Until she learns to live with her body, it's like, fuck it, I'm hot. It's their fault. It's their problem if they have a problem.
Everybody, spoiler. Wait, can I just say spoil? Skip to this part because I'm about to make a reference.
It's been 2 years. I'm sorry.
Skip to this part in case you don't want to get spoiled. Okay.
I guess, okay, we'll give you a heads up. This is gonna be spoiler territory, but just skip some if Nick actually bothers to add the timestamp. If not, then
probably won't.
Skip around until we're done talking about Kill Kill. But there's gonna be spoilers from here on out.
Okay. He edits out this part. He edits out your warning.
Yeah. He would.
No, I wouldn't. Trust me, I hate it when people spoil shit for me. Anyway, Darth Vader is Luke's father.
Wait, you would?
Bruce? No, I wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Bruce Willis is dead.
Wait, what? Fuck you.
You have, please.
No, here's the ultimate spoiler. Rosebud was the fucking sled.
You bitch, I was going to see that movie a couple weeks ago when it came out.
God damn it, it just came out yesterday. What a monster.
Oh my god, it got voted #1 yet again.
Did
Citizen
it really?
Kane, that is. Yeah, did it really?
Okay, going back to it, we were talking about how I just love how the whole thing's about body subs, and to perfectly end that, not only does she shoot through the atmosphere and somehow not be able to be completely engulfed in flames, but she arrives down to Earth naked
well, there's no
in the arms of her naked sister.
If we're
naked everyone.
Point of the ending, then
I love the point of the ending though. That's the thing. It ended it perfectly.
Well,
everyone was naked.
Since we're already in that idea of spoiler territory, I will just say this about Sharknado 3. Sharks in motherfucking space.
Oh my god, fucking serious. I did not know that, and now I hate you.
Holy shit, that sounds amazing. I want to see
I really want to see this movie.
I want to see it so bad.
I really want to see this movie.
Holy fuck.
Fucking forget Kill a Kill.
Fuck Kill a Kill.
Gurren Lagann never happened.
Fuck Corey in the... fuck Gurren Lagann.
Fuck Corey in the house.
No, never. Fuck it. Let's talk about Sharks in Space.
Well, no, we're gonna watch Sharknado.
Another 30 minutes of Sharknado hype.
Actually, how about we talk about the real game changer here, which is What the Fuck.
Okay, you know what? Our next podcast is just gonna be Sharknado. I'm gonna watch Sharknado. Nick's gonna watch Sharknado 3, and we're just gonna talk about how there's sharks in space.
Let's. I want you guys to talk about
like a 30-minute.
Now we're gonna have an. Okay, we're out of spoiler corner unless you've seen my video.
Well, no, we never actually talked about Kill a Kill.
No, we're gonna talk about What the Fuck.
I know, because I brought up Sharknado.
The Sharknado
hype. Go back to
Kill a Kill. Yeah, because we said there was gonna be spoilers. We didn't actually discuss the show.
Now we're gonna talk about What the Fuck.
Well, there were spoilers.
Yeah, there were.
Did you guys see What the Fuck?
I don't even know what that is.
It's the video I made.
Oh, but why are you discussing this like if the audience knows?
No, shut the hell up. You're breaking fourth wall here.
I need to self-promote myself somehow. I just want to...
On this podcast? Why didn't you self-promote on fucking SGC like a normal person?
I actually did.
Okay, then
actually play that clip right now, Barry.
Hello and welcome to MMM Studios 1000.
Barry?
Nick, why don't you just go on some famous YouTubers' comment section, post the URL to your videos, all your videos, and then cry out for a call of charity for them to please watch your videos.
No, that's I hate.
That would make you a good human being.
Don't be those fucking people.
You're being one of those fucking people right now.
But I'm not.
You're the podcast version.
It's not the same because this is my own content.
Is it really?
Yes.
Are you sure it's not Bush?
Fuck off.
Jeb
Are you
Bush.
sure it's not all the laborers? You
Make
damn capital
our
bastard.
show is steel beams, and I'll just
So
Go back to Kill a Kill. I'm waiting for Kill a Kill.
Well, okay. Where do you want to start with Kill la Kill?
I wanted there to be a booby.
I want to start about how creepy the manga is. Why?
Dude,
What demographic did they change to?
Her special power that she always points out is running away.
The 4chan demographic.
I heard about that. That she's so obsessed with running away in the comic, in the manga. I mean, god damn it.
Well, in the anime, all she wants to do is continuously stand and take more punches until someone finally tells her, "What the hell are you doing?"
Run away.
They punched her to 11 years old.
That's what happened. Wait. Oh my god, you're right. She is 11. You said 8 years, right? No, she's younger because she's 17.
Okay, no. I was joking around. I over exaggerated, but they probably if she's 17 in the thing,
in the anime,
probably knock her. In the anime, if she's 17, they probably knock her down. I would like to say 10 or 11.
Oh, that's bad.
It goes from high school to middle school.
That's really bad.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you the most important question.
I don't think the manga. I'm not even sure if the. I'm not even sure if the manga was even finished.
What the fuck?
I never ended up reading to the end.
Lollipops and all that shit. What the fuck?
No, let me ask you a more important question.
It's most obvious in Satsuki, because Satsuki looks.
Does Satsuki still have those thick ass eyebrows?
And in the thing, she looks 9 years old.
Does she still?
Okay, so they
yes,
changed.
She has super thick.
Just don't lose your way. Then the mustache, then her eyebrows fight her.
Okay, so that's the important thing is that they do change how the characters look, so they look like their age, right?
I don't know, dude.
Well, you read it.
From what I read,
all of it.
Her age does not mature at all.
So, are you saying you didn't?
No. What I mean to say is,
are you saying you didn't have enough time to read it because you were too busy jacking off in the bathroom?
Shut the fuck up with your bad jokes.
Oh.
Fucking wrecked.
What I mean to ask is, do they change the character designs right from the beginning to reflect the age, or do they still look like they're 18, 17, 18?
The clothes that they're wearing? No, yeah, definitely, definitely still the clothes that they're wearing.
Their anatomy. I know it sounds a little weird, but it makes sense.
Basically, you're asking me do they keep the mature body, but the baby face?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's what you're saying.
What I mean to say is that do they actually look like a 9-year-old?
They keep the outfits.
Oh god.
The baby face is that of a 9-year-old.
Nudist speech.
I don't think I was actually looking for their titties to see.
No, I don't mean that. I just mean
no, but that's basically what I'm saying. The overall autonomy were they pubescent?
Yeah.
And I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. I think their full anatomy was that of a child, but their demeanor and their clothing was still that of the show.
Okay, again, why make them kids?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Bizarre decision.
They turned to the perfect epitome of, I guess,
this goes to
they're like that forever, right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, but
I don't care.
If it was the same plot, no, it's still
basically. From what I read from the manga, it basically carries on all the ways into the, I would say, fourth, fifth, maybe even 6th episode of the show.
Whatever happened to the SOV?
It goes pretty far in, and their face they don't change.
The VOS, what was it called?
They don't change any of the. Well, I suppose they change some of the jokes, and dialogue, but that's about it.
Yeah, whatever. Again, whatever.
Well, yeah, there's a running gag that she runs away from her fights.
Does she?
Yeah.
Well, yes. That's why.
I haven't read it, but I've seen images of it, and yes, she show her. I'm gonna show you my secret art, and she just runs away.
with the scissor.
Let me show you the dance of my people.
I'll show you the dance of the people of the world.
It's called being a coward. Oh god, yeah. I'm really frozen.
Oh,
okay, never mind.
It's annoying because in the basically the character.
It goes against the character.
Yeah. In the anime, she basically takes a bite out of a lemon to show her that she doesn't care about the bitterness of the world. That is the exact metaphor. And I know that's a spoiler for those who haven't even seen like the first 1 minute of the show. But that's essentially what the first metaphor means. That she's taking she doesn't care about the world. She's taking a bite of the bitterness.
She's encouraging being fucked around.
She wants a fight. And while in the anime, she picks up a fight, she runs away from her fight before like anything else. In the other show, she basically she almost carts herself off after she's been like bloodied and bruised in her first fight.
Yeah, and to make the comparison to Gurren Lagann, where I forget his name, Simone, where he's afraid of everything pretty much.
But the difference with Simone is like you can see the main feature, and I guess it's the main feature that they want to exemplify in, I guess, males, is dedication more than anything else.
Yeah,
that he takes devotion to his work, and that's still a strong virtue. But with Kill la Kill, it's like it's a bold. I'm taking life head on. Life gives me lemons.
I bite them.
I'm gonna eat the entire lemon.
Which also, I mean, there's other themes, but that's the main theme with like character.
And for me, the manga is just from what I read, from the starting of what I read, and I probably won't ever read the full thing. It was revolting to say the least.
Jesus. Do you know who was involved in the writing of it? They're not the same people. They can't be, right?
I would assume no. If they are, if it was like Trigger representatives, then that's a little
Jesus
sad.
Christ. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Talking about that, I haven't seen the recent anime that they released, so I can't say about the consistency of Trigger. Maybe that was just like their one shot to like fame and glory, but I don't know.
Well, the people who formed Trigger were the people who were in charge of Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
So that's
obviously
that's technically 2 under their belt. And supposedly Panty and Stocking is good, just not the same level of
Panty and Stocking. Oh God.
It's not the same level of
with Garter Belt.
Of course, I'm only making those assumptions, those basically assumed criticisms.
That show
because I'm not sure who made the manga.
Apparently, Panty and Stocking didn't that take? Apparently, it took inspiration from Drawn Together, so I guess that's why that ended. I think it ended. I don't know.
Yeah, it ended because they made Kill la Kill afterwards.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's the same studio. Trigger.
Oh shit! Well, that's interesting, actually.
In fact,
that would explain all the sex.
I'm thinking about getting another drink, another shot, because
actually nobody ever has sex in Kill la Kill.
No one ever has sex. The whole point
it's
of
implied that there's one part that there is.
Well, okay, yeah, but it's not.
There is masturbation.
Well, there's. Sex as in between two people.
Well, no, that's still considered sexual activity.
Yeah.
The one person.
If you have, if you, I guess, I don't know like the correct phrasing, but I guess if you do masturbation on another person, if you finger them or you touch them or anything like that, that's still considered sexual activity.
Not necessarily sex, but I mean.
Well, it's sexual activity.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to be sex.
Yeah. Yes, I mean it's not sex, but it's not a frolic in the park either. You're into third base at that point.
Yeah.
You're pretty much third base. I mean, that being said, there is. Okay, no, but that being said, and since we already established the spoilers ahead of time, that scene is insanely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It is incredibly uncomfortable, and it's done on purpose. It's not. It's not
for
like,
a purpose.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable because it's making a point. It's not like in Right to Hell where the sex is awful because it's awful and they don't know how to.
They all have their clothes on as they're having sex. There's no realistic way.
It's awful because of its implications on the characters. It's awful because it's raising an issue that's not seen a lot in pop culture.
It's not the only thing that was raising in that guy's pants.
You cut off bad that time.
I did. Oh.
Who, me or him? Me or Nick?
You.
Me? Okay, it's awful because the writers want it to be awful. The writers want you to be uncomfortable, and the scene we're discussing, of course, is the scene where we see Satsuki being sexually harassed.
It's the initiation.
By her mother.
The initiation.
Oh,
the initiation.
Christ,
that's what it is.
That disturbed me. At that point, I'm just all. I remember like calling you guys in, and I'm just thinking. I thought to myself. No, I remember. I think it was before I told you I was. I think I was watching it to myself. Like, wait, what the fuck? No. And then
it goes around to reinforce it when they do it again for Ryuku's initiation.
Yeah, that is true. It comes back again. I forgot about that actually. It's been a really long time.
She kisses the Nui. Did she kiss the bitch? Right.
Nui, yeah.
Nui, I fucking hate Nui. They did such a good job.
She's a character that's designed to hate.
Exactly, but they did such a good job with it.
Yeah.
When my face when her arms came off.
Oh yeah, boy. No, but seriously.
Spoilers.
No, we already established that. We don't have to keep repeating it.
Oh yeah, alright. Cool.
Yeah, but like that.
That's an interesting idea. That I'm trying to think of. Like I know I'm breaking you off right here. I'm cutting you off, but I'm thinking about like is there a character in Gurren Lagann that you can specifically hate? But one of the reoccurring themes in Gurren Lagann is the idea of redemption. And I know that it's meant to be male based, like the story of male puberty and
kind of like how Kill Kill's about
emerging manhood.
Yeah.
But for an interesting idea, that's an interesting shift. That if let's just say generalizing here, Gurren Lagann is the story of male emerging manhood, and the other one is the emerging of womanhood. Isn't it interesting that there's a story? It's the stories of redemption in Gurren Lagann as compared to Kill la Kill, where there are specific people that are designed for rivalry.
People who can't be redeemed.
People that cannot be redeemed.
But that's if you consider them people. Because one of them is not. She's not really a person.
She's not. Well, yeah.
The other one, I forget. It was I forget what was the mother's name?
Bitch McGee. That's what I called her throughout the entire series because I fucking hated her.
Kyrian?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
No.
No, that's the last name. That's the last name. That's.
Well, she's lady. She's lady.
Ragyo.
There you go. Yeah. She had the big white hair.
Yeah. It wasn't big and white. It was like pointy to the sides, and it had like rainbow colors. Yeah, her. Okay, was she all human?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So there you go. There's the unredeemable person.
No, hold on. She was human, but she altered herself. That much I do know.
Yeah. So I don't know.
She does have a special connection with life fibers.
Yeah, I think it's because she was the first contact or something like that. The initial contact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there any character who wasn't redeemable that wasn't? That was a person, just a person. Because you could always make the argument that the reason why they weren't forgivable or they weren't like redeemable is because they were beyond humanity. They were gone. Which is I suppose it's a good statement, a valid argument, but I'm not sure how. Because every character that's a human is either actively fighting against the threats or they become enemies of the threats at some point.
That is true.
If anything, the fact that Satsuki resists threats entirely kind of exemplifies the whole idea of humanity versus that is an alien or above. Because she fights, I mean, she never gives into a threat's will, technically. Even when she's using the Kimui, I forget what they're fucking called.
Genketsu.
The Genketsu. Yeah, even when she uses Genketsu, she's fighting it. Through sheer willpower. As opposed to where Ryuko turns out to be...
Not just fighting it, she's dominating it.
Yeah.
Because fighting it would be the idea that she's struggling with it, but she's not.
Dominates it. She puts it completely under her will as opposed to the other way around.
It's just I like talking about Kill la Kill, especially with reference to Gurren Lagann.
It's a good show.
The idea that they're the polar opposites as far as gender puberty,
gender issues. Yeah, that they're like sibling shows. No, definitely that. I suppose that's about it. Did you want to talk about Kill la Kill so far? I think we've gone on for a while now.
Well, I mean, we could always go back to connecting, but yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, it's just going back to it. It's kind of...
We're kind of repeating ourselves here.
It's kind of sad of the manga, and I mean, that's just the closing arguments. It's a great show. Manga. It's a great show. Old topic, though, really.
Nick, are you still alive? Nick, I think is Nick on this thing, or have we?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm starting to doze off.
See, now that becomes a problem. Nick tends to fall asleep during
I fell asleep during a Skype call. It was hilarious. To me, I was dreaming. So, are we still going?
We just finished talking about Kill la Kill.
Yeah, I was listening.
I was wondering why you weren't interrupting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, I think...
No, well...
I may have to stop closed up. Because it's 3
Any
o'clock.
Last thoughts on Kill la Kill?
I hope to see it again, and I really hope that puberty hits them.
Okay.
I hope that
great closing comments.
All right. Anyways, bye, everybody.
So, well, no. So depending on whatever platform we release this on, if you guys enjoyed it, just let us know if there are people who actually do end up watching this. That would be nice, and we'll probably continue do this on a regular basis.
Yes.
Talk about more topics, that sort of thing. But thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day / night.
Yeah, hopefully we haven't gone on too much where you can't follow.
GG no re.
GG no re.
GG no re. TLDR.
TLDR.
Good night, everybody.
BRB. Sonic Prego fan art.
Shots.